Okay, welcome everybody to another episode of the Coach.com podcast. So today I'm very pleased to say I'm joined by my friend Dudley Dixon, who is a physique coach, and he is also, more importantly, a business mentor as well. So we're going to have a fantastic conversation today, linking between fitness, business development, even maybe touching on some scams in the industry, that kind of thing. So whether you're a business owner or looking to get in better shape, you're going to get a ton of value from this today. So Dudley, thank you very much for coming on. Anyone that doesn't know you just yet, can you introduce yourself, give us a little bit into your coaching world and kind of how you started with all of this?
God, I can't believe you call me a business mentor. I hate him. That's everything we're going against. I don't like to say I directly do that. Obviously, what I do, it can help your business, but I don't like to. I think that statement's just been rinsed by so many guys who have just kind of, tarnished the name a little bit. So that's
I
why I'm
agree.
kind of coming from a different angle, with a
Yeah.
different focus. Because again, there's a lot of these business mentors that are all trying to run the same practices, do the same things, and none of them are doing what I'm doing, really. There's no one in the industry doing what I'm doing, but that just led from me in my own physique coaching business, investing wrong, having bad mentors, and being pushed the wrong direction. And through that, I've learned a way that I can do it and not have to do what they say that I've done. Like, I've managed to build stuff myself without following cold DM scripts, without hiring a VA, without just all this stuff that ethically I don't feel right doing. It doesn't feel good for
Yeah.
me in my business. Like, I just hate it. And it's a bit cringe and all that. And I know people say, oh, you have to do stuff you don't like to build your business. Yeah, you do. But there's just certain stuff where you're just like,
Mm.
it's not really
Yeah.
me. And I feel like it ruins your reputation as well. Like when I'm cold DMing people and they're not responding and stuff like that. And the way that I work with like lead magnets and pushing that and actually creating connection, it works better as someone who just joined the lab like very recently and then signed up as a one-to-one client off the back of he called DM someone, they didn't respond to it. He created a lead magnet, put it on his story. They asked for the lead magnet, he gave him a lead magnet, and then they've booked in a one-to-one call to sign up for coaching. So he ignored the cold DM,
Mm.
but he responded to a lead magnet.
Very clever.
Yeah, so like from that, the guy's obviously gone, fucking hell, yeah, this does work.
Yeah. Certainly.
and then and then we've talked more, and he's going to be working with me. So yeah, the methods that I found just feel a lot more better to me. But like I said, I just started as a physique coach, just the ups and downs, looking for ways to invest into my business and make that grow. So it's all trial and error. It's the same as bodybuilding, building your physique. The reason that I've got this big isn't from listening to like science-based lifters telling me what the textbook says. It's from me actually going into the gym and doing it. You don't learn how to swim by sitting and watching the ocean while you're sunbathing. So yeah.
Fantastic. No, you're quite right. And you mentioned something there called the lab. For what is that? This creation you've made?
So it's a community that I've created for coaches, coach creators, because that's kind of the wave that we're in right now. Like the industry has changed and everyone's trying to ignore the fact that we are full-time content creators now. They're just putting it off and they're ignoring it. Oh, you don't have to post whatever. You don't have to do that. Yeah, but you do. For content creation is part of the job now, and it's one of the main parts of the job. So I needed to create a community where coaches could test out the content, get feedback on the content, learn new things, keep up to date with what's going on like social media practices and the best things to do. So yeah, I put in a graft over a short period of time to get it ready so people can use it immediately.
Very clever. No, I love that. And as I say, that's is very much where things are at in terms of the content and building connection. And I think a lot of folks, from what I've seen, I'm sure what you say, there's a lot creeping in with Chat GPT and people just copying bits of posts from in there and not actually being authentic. Whereas I think the best way you get clients is by being yourself and building that connection with them. So it's great that you're deep diving into content and helping folks to build that up and get ultimately the camera confidence as well, because I think that's
Yeah,
very
in a
important.
world of automation, we will start to stand out a lot more than everyone else in a world of automation, and
Absolutely.
it'll show the guys that
Absolutely.
are like in the lab and like testing stuff and like using these little plays. It'll show in the content compared to the coaches that are just putting stuff in Chat GPT and saying, doing a talking head video saying this is how you do this. So it's not going to engage like we're going to engage.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. And on the coaching side of things, you see the cheat code for gym bros that look mid. What do you mean by that?
There's a lot of guys that think that they know what they're doing. Uh, they do, and then they just want to do it themselves, and they think they know what they're doing. But there's a reason why you look the same. There's a
Mm,
reason why you're looking at everyone else on Instagram and going, "Oh, why is this guy getting so big and you're not?" Because
mm,
he's doing stuff that you're not doing. So yeah, I'm the cheat code for getting around that because I know what the big guys actually do. There's only so much that you can look at online. Like I put something up about what was it? Was it something to do with protein? And he was like, "Should I just be eating 1 gram of protein per body pound of body weight or some stuff like that?" And I said,
mm,
honestly, the big guys don't calculate it. The big guys are not going to say, Is this too much protein?" They're just going to
mm.
eat it. Like they say,
Yeah,
"Oh, isn't 250 grams too much protein if I should be doing?" I think that's what he said. "Isn't 250 grams of protein too much if I'm this weight and whatever?" And I said, "Look, honestly, the big guys will never ask that question. They will just get it done. There's a
yeah,
difference between what guys that are actually big do versus what's
mhm,
written on paper, and that's why they're big.
yeah.
So that's
That's
the stuff that you need to learn if that's how you want it to look."
certainly. No, I appreciate that. And why do you think a lot of guys end up spinning the wheels despite doing, in their words, maybe everything right?
Because it's just there's so much information out there, too much information out there. There's information overload. You can listen to 1,000 other coaches and they're all got 1,000 different ideas, and you're following all these different people. So you need to pick a handful. It's 3 to 5 people that look that the way that you want to do.
Mm,
Maybe mix it up. One that's really, really educated in one kind of range in the nutrition side. Maybe someone that's just an absolute meathead and you want to look like him. Maybe someone that's whatever, whatever, and they're the people that you trust. And then you base
yeah,
kind of your methodologies off of what they say.
fabulous. I mean, for yourself, is there anyone in particular in the industry that you listen to personally and you think, yeah, I like learning from this guy?
Yeah, John Jewett. I get a lot from John Jewett. He's a very, very smart guy, and he's a big guy. He's one of those kind of. He does refer back like a lot to a lot of all the data, but because of he's an Olympia bodybuilder, like he also is very much aware of the contrasting fact of big guys do not always listen to that, and it does not always play out as it does on paper. So you can
Yeah,
get a good balance when you listen to him.
fabulous. Yeah, I've picked up some bits myself, and the chap that I'm with, like for my own coaching, he's been like he's a I think it's academy or something that he's got, and it's there's an awful lot that he takes from that I've then been able to pick up, and it's he's very wise, he's very clever. With the training side of things as well, what would you say the biggest myth is that you see around training and even nutrition that want to get to sort of epic proportions in terms of size? Any particular myths on those fronts?
There's not a specific way to train. Yeah, saying
Yeah,
that you have to train in one certain way, like you don't. You just have to do whatever the hell you want to do and enjoy it, and enjoy lifting. If you look at back in the days, that's all they used to do. Before we was overloaded with information, they just used to go in, smash themselves, have a laugh with the boys, and go home. And now it's turned into this super serious thing where you've got to be doing perfect reps, you've got to be doing the perfect time and attention, you've got to be doing the perfect split throughout the week. Me, I don't have a training plan no more. I completely just wiped out training plans because I just don't believe them anymore. I just want to train however I feel like training and enjoy it. Especially as I've got deeper and deeper into the years of doing bodybuilding and like coaching in my career, I've realised having a training, not having a training plan is actually best. Like just having training guidelines, and a lot of the guys that I work with, they already know how to train,
hmm,
so they don't necessarily need a training program. So I can just give them training guidelines to kind of keep them on top of recovery. This is what you need to be looking out for. Give them a little bit of this. Okay, maybe this is the split that we should be running, but maybe these are the movement patterns that we should be putting in here, 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 and just kind of working in conversation like that rather than like a full set training program because it's you lose enjoyment and you lose the love that we all came into training for if you get
Certainly.
strict down on it.
Yeah. No, I love that. And if, maybe someone's stuck, they've maybe been spinning the wheels for a while, what are the first changes you'd get them to make? Would you maybe, scrap the training plan and like you were saying, or is there maybe some other bits you would do if someone's stuck as they are at the moment?
If you're stuck, you just need to strip it right back and you need to go, look, what have I been doing? What I've been focusing on, like, what are the wrong areas? You've probably been putting a lot of focus in the wrong areas in terms of supplements and extra stuff and just trying to find the secret magic thing. Just make sure you're hitting your protein and make sure you're training insane. And that's it. That's all that you need to do. Strip it right back and then start adding in other variables over time when you need to, when you identify that change might be needed.
Fantastic. Yeah, no, I'd agree. I think, like we were saying, it's very easy to overcomplicate and get wrapped up in trying this, trying that, this supplement, that supplement, whereas sometimes it is go back to basics, start again, and very, very good advice. So, for yourself, obviously, mindset, certainly in your content seems like quite a big thing as well. Obviously, I believe, you're on like a prep at the moment as well. So what does mindset kind of mean to you?
You have to be locked in if you ever want anything. The hardest workers will always win. It's as simple as that. And a lot of people think that they work hard. They don't. They just talk about working hard. They don't actually know what it is to sacrifice things in their lives to get to where they want to be. And there's multiple times I've had to sacrifice relationships, family stuff, just events, like everything that could be sacrificed. I probably sacrificed it to keep chasing my dream. And a lot of people talk about doing that, but they won't actually do it. So how bad do you want it? Because someone else always wants it more than you.
I love that. In terms of you touched on there as well, your dream for those of us that don't know yet. What is the dream? What is it you work towards?
It's changed over the years, man. Like when I first started, I wanted to be an IFBB pro, obviously, and like join the pro league and maybe even just step on the Olympia stage at least once. But then getting deeper on into my career, I've just kind of thought, chasing that dream, it doesn't appeal to me anymore. And I think one of the reasons for that is that the prestige of it has kind of dropped a touch, which they're bringing back because they've just changed the rules to qualify for the Olympia now, which is great, makes it harder. But the prestige of it just kind of dropped down in my mind a little bit. And then I was just thinking about other things that I could potentially want in life in terms of setting myself up to be able to have a family and kids and provide them with the life that I've wanted growing up. So that's now my main goal. How can I maximize that? Put myself in the right position. So one of the moves was switching federations to going to compete in the PCA. So back in I did the universe in what, May, June. That was the first ever time I competed with PCA because before that it was just NPC IFBB. And then obviously that first weekend I turned pro. I did a pro show. I came third in the pro show. And then obviously now I'm prepping for the British Championships, the Chinese Championships, the Spanish Championships, the World Championships. So yeah, it's opened up those doors for me. But it was just putting myself in the right places at the right positions rather than I could have kept chasing the IFBB dream, but it would have caused me to lose more than I would have gained.
Yeah, no, that's it. Sometimes it's the thing of having to think, having to change, and not being afraid to change as well, isn't it? Whether that's, as you've said, physique, or could it be, business life, and not being afraid of making those changes. And of course, your transformation stories is, very inspiring in terms of like what you've achieved, obviously how you look, what you're competing towards, or the goals that you've got. What can you share, a transformation story that is maybe from perhaps a client or something like that that's inspiring too?
Yeah. Let me think about clients.
Put you on the spot there.
Who have we got? Let's pull up something in the phone. It's not even on this phone. It's on my other phone, my work phone. I'm trying to think of one off the top of my head. I think the main thing for me, one of the most proudest moments for me is getting guys up on stage that didn't even have the confidence in the first place. And you see them get up on stage and then they come off and they enjoy it so much and they're just so happy. That's happiness. Like when someone first steps off stage, like for the first time, you never see that happiness hardly anywhere else. Like you're just absolutely buzzing with yourself for what you've grafted for the last 12, 16 weeks. And to see that and be a part of that, that's one of the most fulfilling things about what I do. Yeah.
Fantastic. Very good. It's yeah. I mean, I've never been through a sort of bodybuilding prep myself. I've done little bits just for kind of photo shoots, but I very much admire what gets done. I mean, I've put my energy into other things. Obviously, doing like an ultramarathon last year, and as I fast found out, those two things don't work together. Ultra and
I actually
trying
got
to,
a client as well. If we're talking just straight fat loss, like a single
yeah,
client
yeah.
story, Andy.
Mm.
So his son joined me to compete, and we prepped him for his first show. He won his first show as a junior bodybuilder, but I then started working with his dad as well, and his dad was overweight, and he just wanted to kind of keep up with his son and just get in shape. And the amount of weight that he's lost just over this year so far is crazy. But it's not just that; it's the muscle mass as well that it looks like he's gained in the process. So he's not just like stripped off the fat. He's now looking hench and then now looking potentially to, can we compete at some point, maybe in next year or the year after? And he's very much capable of it. And if you looked at his first pictures, you'd be like, there's no way this guy's competing. Not at his age with the amount of work that he's got to do, but
Yeah.
he's put in the work just month after month after month. And the way that it looks now is, yeah, it's sick.
Fabulous. No, that's fantastic. That's the thing. It's never too late to start, and I think no matter what the goal, if you put your mind to it and do the work, it can be done. I think that's something that a lot of people need to take notice of. I mean, I noticed.
I'm going to France in 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, I'm
Oh
going to
yeah.
France because one of my longest standing client, I've been coaching him since I was probably like 22, maybe 23 years old. He's called
Hmm.
Philippe. He's a French guy, a random French guy I've never met in my life, but he's my longest standing client. And I'm finally going to meet him for the first time in 2 weeks.
Brilliant.
We prepped him for a competition because he does masters men's physique.
Yeah, yeah.
So he's like 45 years old, somewhere around there. And yeah, like his kids know who I am, his wife knows who I am, like your family.
Your family know.
It's just crazy. Like I've been coaching him for so long, and I've never met him in person. Just a random 45-year-old French man. He's my best
Um,
mate online, so I get to see him in 2 weeks, and hopefully we'll come back with a first place medal.
I hope so. Be very well deserved. And of course, coaching aside as well, you know something that I was really keen to talk to you about is, of course, you help coaches. You're breaking through a lot of this nonsense that I've certainly fell for around mentors and mentors and this and that. And he came up with the identity method. And did that just come around from simply just going, I'm sick of saying all this rubbish. You've, as you said at the beginning, I believe you perhaps fell for it a little bit yourself, and then you just thought, no, I'm going to beat these guys and do it. Was that kind of the thinking there?
Yeah, so I came up with the idea about 2 months ago now, I think, about 8 weeks
Mm.
ago. Over the years, obviously, like I said, a lot of my clients know what they're doing when they're training, and a lot of them are coaches themselves. I coach a lot of
Hmm.
coaches, so they'd come to me for business advice anyway. And then, like,
Mm.
we've actually got a group chat just with some of my clients in who are coaches as well, and we just talk business and they ask ideas and stuff in there. So we've had kind of that little group chat with maybe like 10 of us in there, just like firing ideas and talking about business. But I just kind of had that there just because I wanted to help. And then also, people have always said to me that they like my content. Oh, how do you do this? Asking me how I do my content. Oh, well, you need to show me how to do your content so good.
Yeah.
And then someone that I've known for years in the industry messaged me and said, look, I'll pay you to sort out my content. And this was just like probably 2.5 months ago now. So I was like, you know what? I'm not really confident with it, but let me have a go at it. Like I'll do
Fabulous.
it. I'll see because people keep asking me for it. I must be fucking good at it because I've got so
Yeah,
many
man.
people that are asking me and willing to pay me. Like I need to just actually do it. So I was like, right, I'll do it. So I started doing that for a little bit. Started to just kind of find my feet with it a little bit more, and then I was like, right, there's got to be a way to make this accessible for everyone else. There's got to be something that's never been done before that I can bring and that hundreds of coaches will be able to benefit from.
Brilliant.
So then I was like, right, I can create a community, and in that community, I can do this, 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 and I just started putting it all together, piecing it all together, really over the last 2 months, and then we obviously launched on Sunday. I started the Instagram page, just started firing out a few little bits, building up the following on that, speaking to people, finding out the problems, and then coming up with solutions. So
Yeah,
I covered every aspect. It's market research, really. I just speaking to a lot of coaches. I just found out what the problems were, and then made sure that I could have a solution for them in what I were building. And then got it all
yeah.
together, and we launched.
It's fabulous. No, that's it, and it's about, as I think, being as fair as you can with people. I mean, a lot of these mentorships is where they want a massive upfront payment. They then want big costs every month, and if someone's
Yeah.
brand new, they can't be paying £600
No.
a month. And so, because they can't be charging that if they're brand new anyway. They've maybe got their own transformation, and that's about it. You haven't got the
Yeah.
authority to be going, oh yeah, charge this, charge that.
Yeah.
It's insanity.
Because I dropped 3 grand up front for one 2 years
Mm,
ago, and that was probably I was at a height of a coaching then, so that was probably one of my best ever times of coaching. I
yeah,
was living in Dubai, and I just came back from Dubai, and then coaching was just like on a massive high. So I was like, right,
yeah.
I really need to take it to another level now. I really need that
Hmm.
extra help. So did enough research. I did a little research, not enough research.
Mm,
And then jumped in. I had a call with this guy and I spoke because I'm a creative, and
yeah,
that's the difference between me and these mentors. I'm a creative. They're not creatives at all, and
no,
like they don't know how to like work with the market the way I work with it in terms of like content and stuff. But anyway, I spoke about my vision. I had a full vision about where I wanted to go with the brand. I was telling him all about it, and yeah. And we
mm,
get into it, and then call after call after call. It's, oh, you need to DM person. Look what you've done without DMing anyone. Imagine if you just started DMing people. I was like, yeah, but I don't want to do that. It's not really how I want to run my brand. Yeah, but you've done all this without doing it. So just imagine if you do it. And it was just that repeatedly. And I was like, this is fucking bullshit. And the guy that was coaching me, he was obviously a coach himself. There's no way you were making more money than me as a coach. So I
yeah,
was like, how
no,
the fuck am I taking advice from you, bro? Because I'm looking
yeah,
at your Instagram page and the content that he's making, he looks like he's just made it on Microsoft Word. And
yeah,
for me, someone who's a creative, that holds a lot of reins in my books. And when I'm watching you, if your content doesn't look professional, I don't want to take advice from you on how to build my business because you don't look like you're doing a good job right now. Yeah, and like even stupid little stuff like leaving CapCut logo coming up at the end of the video and just not deleting. Do you know? You can delete
yeah,
it. It adds
yeah.
that little tag at the end, doesn't it?
It does. I
And
know
he was just
exactly what you
fucking
mean.
leaving that on as well. And it's just little things like that that really fucking like irritate me. Um,
Yeah,
but anyway, yeah, and I was just like, so I sent a big, long, nasty email, and I was just, well, I didn't, I was nice at first, but then she started saying it's down to my work ethic or some shit, and I was
uh,
like, I am the one person you do not say like I don't have a fucking work ethic. I was like, you can look at my Instagram page and tell that I'm fucking got a work ethic. So don't
no,
even try to blame it on me. So then I just sent a massive email back and just rinsed them.
no
But yeah,
place.
that came at a point, like I said, I was at the highest point of my business.
Yeah,
But still, it was still a big investment,
yes,
and
massively.
it knocked me for six.
Yeah,
It's not about the physical cost, the monetary cost. Sometimes it's about the mental cost. Because
yes,
after I just dropped 3 grand, and 2 weeks later I'm dropping out of the thing, I've
mm,
just given them 3 grand for free. I
yeah,
managed to get out of the other payments, but
mhm,
mentally now I'm just in a spiral. So business started to decline a bit from there, and I had to find a way to pick myself back up and go again. So all it is, when you take it out, you just got to pick yourself up and go back again. But the monetary loss is not the biggest thing; it's the mental impact that it has on you.
It's very interesting you say that. Yes, I mean, as I say, we'll not kind of get into it, but as you know, my sort of personal stories with it, and it's funny you say that because you sort of partly beating yourself up a little bit as well, but you're also
Yeah.
you
You've
just
also got to still keep trying to run the business that you've just fucking flopped lots of money on.
yeah.
It's just a stress, man. The mental impact is worse than the monetary.
No,
You've
you
always just
quite
got to
agree.
keep bouncing back and finding a way.
Certainly, certainly, and a lot of coaches we say they do chuck the content out, and how can a coach go from perhaps say post namelessly to posting maybe with purpose that actually drives sort of leads into business?
You need to think about yourself. What do you stand for? And stand on it times 10. Because there's only one version of you. There's so many other coaches out there that are trying to fit in or trying to say what everyone might agree with. You don't want to say what everyone might agree with. You want to
Mm.
just say what you agree with, and if other people agree with that, then sit. If they don't, then they're just not meant to be on your page. But you want to build your page with a lot of guys that think like you. So that's why I can post a certain shit that I post and I don't get a negative response, because everyone on my page is trained with a brain like me. So whatever I'm saying will be accepted by them. I might get one little negative comment here or there, or when it
Um,
goes viral and it goes out to a different audience,
right.
then
Yeah.
yeah. But for the general people on my page, they know what I'm gonna say and they agree with what I'm gonna say. So the goal is not to build a vast audience of everyone. It's about to building an audience that align directly with you. And it doesn't. You don't have to have big followings to do that. Like,
Yes.
you can have a really small following and people still look at you as a big authoritative figure and kind of like that guy. Like, I've only got a small following, but like, people have asked me for pictures before, which is weird. Why do you want a fucking picture with me? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, once I was
Brilliant.
in the gym, this kid, oh, can I get a picture with you? And then whatever. And then I was like, yeah. I was in next other week, some guy comes up to me, oh, can I have a picture with you? And I appreciate it and I see it, but then also I'm just like, I'm no one. But that's come from me just being a real guy. That's just come from me
Certainly.
just being a real guy, and people connect with that. So you don't need to have stupid amount of 1,000 followers to be that authoritative figure for someone. If they're watching you, they're locked in.
Yeah. Certainly. And what would you say the best tip is for turning people into clients from say content without being salesy, without doing the DMs? Would you say it's like the lead magnets that's probably the most important thing, or
Yeah. So my kind of strategy is off the engaged lead triangle. So we kind of work off of that, where you've got your stories, you've got your DMs, and then you've got your feed posts. You want to pull as many people into this engaged lead triangle as possible. And that's just from your content being good and being diverse. You'll pull as many people into that as possible, which means you prompt in response all the time. So you prompt in response on your stories, reply if you think this is funny, or let me know what you think about this, asking direct questions to your audience, because remember, you're the only person that's speaking to 5,000 people. They're only watching you one to one. So
mm,
you need to stop thinking like, hey guys, you don't speak to a broad audience, you're speaking to one person. To you, it's a broad audience of 5,000 people. To them, it's just you and them on their phone screen. So tap into that, ask questions, prompt feedback. Once you bring them into that triangle there, then you can just keep moving, keep the conversations moving through stories, through DMs, through feed posts, just keep interacting and bring as many people into that triangle as possible. When they're there, if you drop a good lead magnet with your value, they're the most likely people to go and grab that, because they've had the conversations with you, they've had the normal chat with you, they'll go and grab that. They grab it, they'll see, oh my God, this guy's got so much value. And then from there, they'll start being more tapped into what you can actually offer them for a paid service.
fabulous, very very good. So for yourself, of course, you're a very busy life in terms of the physique coaching, and then of course the, you know, helping coaches on the other end of things with the business, their own businesses. So how do you personally balance coaching physique clients and then helping coaches in other areas with so much on your plate at the moment, and of course a prep? How do you balance it all, mate?
I don't. I'm psycho. I am psycho. Yeah, I'm not right in the head. I
Talk
wouldn't
us through it.
recommend it. That's literally it. Yeah, I'm not right in the head. I've asked for help, and do I want the help? No.
Mm.
But anyone who's achieved anything needs help because they're obsessed with what they do. So I'm not going to give you no bullshit about, oh, you can balance this, and that. If you want something balanced, doesn't exist. That's straightforward like that.
I like that. That's going to make a good reel. Expect me to tag you in that next week.
Yeah,
That's great.
that's some
I
real
love
shit
that.
there.
That's going to do well. So, what's one lesson from building physiques that applies to building a business as well? What would you say is a crossover?
Just discipline and consistency. Sometimes I don't want to post stuff, but I have to post stuff. Sometimes I don't want to be on camera, but I have to be on camera. Sometimes I don't want to eat my meals, but I have to eat my meals. Sometimes I don't want to train, I have to train. Sometimes I don't want to do my cardio, I have to do it. There's certain things that you have to set for yourself, certain standards that you have to uphold. And if you can do those, then you'll get to wherever you want to be. Start small, give yourself 2 a day, 3 a day until you're at like 25 a day like me, and you just takes over your life. But then at least you'll be smashing everything around the board.
Brilliant. That's man. Very, very good. So, just to wrap up, my friend, where can people find you if they want to work with you on either side of the spectrum with yourself? What's best?
So Instagram, we've got Dixon Physique. That's Physique with 2 Q's, PSIA. I can't even spell it. Dixon Physique, and then Dudley_identity method for all the business coaching kind of stuff, the content coaching. And yeah, I'm on the YouTubes as well. You can probably find me on YouTube. Just type in my name, Dudley Dixon, or Dudley the Identity Method, and stuff will come up. I'm trying to be everywhere. I don't really like TikTok though. I try it.
No.
I don't like it. It's
Don't,
not my
don't do
audience.
out for me.
It's not my
Never.
audience. It's just a bunch of time wasters on there, aren't there?
Yeah, it's not the best.
Saying that, today I'm doing a podcast which will be released exclusively into the lab with Theo, who made 7 figures, over 7 figures from TikTok Marketplace, just selling supplements off the back of his personal brand. So we're going to talk a lot more about, that, because, bro, I need to know how to make that much money on TikTok.
Send us a link. Unbelievable. Anyway, my friends, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thanks so much for coming on. That has been brilliant. I'll be rewatching this a few times because I've learned a lot myself. So I want to make sure it goes in. So thank you ever so much, my friend. Take care.
Sound good.
Thank you, Dudley. Bye bye, mate. Bye.
Bye.